Hey Jamie,
Hello.
long time no see.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good, I like your background.
Thanks. Glenn hates it.
Why does he? Why?
Oh, because he thinks that it's the worst enterprise.
Oh my God, that's so good. So when you asked me to create a public key, and I was like, man, if Jamie had asked me to do this years ago, I would have had no idea what he was talking about. I would have been in trouble.
Yeah, I remember when you first started, you could barely find your way around the shell.
Exactly. I was like, wow, things have changed.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it looks like we got a couple more waiting on.
Okay.
Test, Lee, if you guys would put your numbers out front, please. So I have gotten the keys downloaded. They've each received their individual packages, so should be good to go. And I
You
saw the
distributed the
instructions,
PDF.
and I distributed the PDF. Yeah, and I was going to say I saw that. And did you make that? It looks it's nice.
Yeah, I made that.
Yeah, it's much nicer than some of the other stuff I've seen before. Like that one's very descriptive.
Yeah, I made it back when the pandemic started because, back when you first started using Stokes and Newton, we used to just give you your keys. But
Right.
then, when we couldn't meet in person anymore, there wasn't an easy, secure way to do that. And it's better to have you create your own anyway. That's
Yeah.
the way that public key infrastructure is supposed to work.
Yeah, and
But
it was beautiful. I was like, wow, it's got pictures and everything.
yeah, well, it was like the first couple of courses I did after the pandemic started, it was like really tedious trying to figure out how to coordinate everything. It's like, oh, this would be the easiest way. And so far it's worked. So
That's
hopefully
nice.
no one's had any trouble getting their clients set up.
Well, so basically, when you'll see them today, they have downloaded their keys and they have set up the VPN. So that's
Okay,
pretty much
cool.
where all of them are right now.
Okay.
And whether this may be if you ever want to direct anybody here, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I don't know if you ever want to use this or not. However, I have a couple things on this REU GitHub repo. So one of them goes how to install the UCF VPN. So it's got like pictures and stuff. And then I got the Linux GPU cluster tutorial by Brandon Silva and myself. And it actually has a part for Newton here as well.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and it goes through how to do it for Windows, how to decrypt your keys.
Yeah, if you could send me that link later, that would actually be really useful to take a look at. That some of these things, though, it's always a good idea before you make your own documentation. Check Steve's wiki because, like, if, for instance, like info on setting up the VPN, there's a wiki page for that already.
That is right. I forgot about his wiki.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. I'm actually working on hopefully setting one up for the ARC soon too, because we have a really bad lack of documentation right now. So
I'm
one of
gonna,
my many projects in my totally infinite bandwidth.
yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna send you this here. So GitHub links. Okay, yeah, I just shot that over to you.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. So let me see if we have everyone here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chu is not here.
Two is
6.
here.
Chu. Yeah. Chu, are you here?
Yeah, okay.
No, Chu. All right, let me tell Chu.
I guess for people getting the broken pipe error, apparently one solution other than setting num workers to 0 is you can wrap your code in like an if name equals main thing, and that kind of works, but
yeah, I got that suggested. Yeah, that was suggested.
Oh, here's Chu.
it's a little weird though.
Okay, Jamie, I'm going to turn it over to you from here.
All righty.
You have 2 hours. Feel free to use as much or as little as you need, okay?
Yeah, hopefully shouldn't need the whole 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but just in case it's there.
Right, yeah, cool. So I guess to start off, just introducing myself a little bit. My name is Jamie Schneider. I work for the Advanced Research Computing Center, helping to run the clusters and help everyone use them. I'm kind of like the number 2 in command over there now. So For those of you who are familiar with Linux, your lives are going to be a lot easier doing all this stuff. But if you're not, don't fret too much, because most of what you probably need to do your work for your RU is going to be pretty simple stuff. So what I'm going to do here is after we've made sure that everyone is able to connect, we're just going to do a little walkthrough where I'm going to share my screen with you and show you like an example of how to submit a job. And I'll just have you kind of like follow along with me as we go. And if, at any point, if I'm going too fast or, you have any questions that are relevant to like what I'm currently talking about, let me know. And then at the end, if there are any other questions, then you can give me those or you can throw them in the chat. So to start off, you can just like give me like a thumbs up or whatever, or a thumbs down. Is everyone been able to follow the directions in the PDF Robert gave you to get connected and log in?
To the VPN?
To the cluster itself. Which of course you'd have to do after you connect to the VPN.
Yeah, they probably haven't had time to do that one yet.
Okay, so okay, so yeah, so to follow along, if you haven't done that, the instructions in the PDF that talk about setting up the client, go ahead and open that file up and try and follow the instructions in it. So the problem with that being a little complicated is that it's a little bit different on Windows versus Mac and Linux. And I'm not running Windows here, so I can't really show you interactively. I had to use another computer when I made that PDF to get all the screenshots that are in it.
So maybe for what it's worth, we have 2 Mac users and the remainder are Windows.
Okay.
And pretty much what I've been doing is like, I just pick a guinea pig from the Windows and I have them share their screen and I make them do the process on there for everybody else. But up to you, however you want to do it, of course.
Yeah, I suppose that works. Any volunteers from the Windows users?
And what the heck?
All right, cool. So then go ahead and you can share your screen and show us the setup process.
So I already have the VPN installed, and this is the link or the URL I used when I took CS1. Is this still the case?
Actually, change the first part before the first dot to secure. That's the new VPN server.
Secure-1?
No, everything before the first period.
Oh, so just secure.vpn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the new VPN server they set up this last year.
All right. My password is randomized, so I need to
get your password manager. Yep.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't doing that, you should be.
If you knew how I actually stored my other passwords, you would not approve. But no, I'm like, actually, if I type my same password, like USAVE is probably the best example. And when I have to type it repeatedly, I actually memorize the long string of characters. It's just, I haven't typed this one enough to have that be the case yet.
Yeah, I understand. Like I have my Wi-Fi password memorized and it's like 64 characters long.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not that long.
It's like 64 characters and just hexadecimal.
Dang. Yeah. All right. So apparently my client has an update, so I'll reshare.
Yeah. So everyone, while we're waiting, if you're not connected to the VPN now, go ahead and get connected to the VPN.
Oh yeah, I guess whoever's recording this, can you edit out the second that my password was viewable?
Remind me later and I'll take care of it.
All right. Although obviously the easier solution is just to change it, but
you probably should do that anyway. That's not only the easier solution, that's the correct solution.
Yeah, that's true.
Where is this PDF?
Robert should have sent it out to all of you.
Lecture files.
Okay.
Or I guess he's probably stuck it in your
Yes, I'll make
Slack
a
channel.
make a reminder to do that.
Yeah, so that PDF has the instructions for setting up your SSH client.
Oh, I need to restart my computer because of that. So
Oof.
I'm gonna do that just because on this computer I've had mixed results with the VPN.
Yeah, and it probably won't work until you do.
Yeah. So
How long does your
actually,
computer take to restart? Usually, is it pretty fast?
I have a good SSD, so yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
All right, we'll wait for you. In the meantime, everyone else, make sure you're connected to the VPN, and then you can try and go through those instructions yourself and get your client set up. They should be pretty easy. I haven't had too many issues with people being able to follow those. But if you have any trouble, just let me know.
I am connected to the VPN, but it's not secure the VPN. It's the UCF VPN.
That one works too. That one's probably going to go away at some point, so you will want to switch to using the secure.vpn one. But for now, if it works, it works. So it might not even be pointing to a separate server anymore. They might have just changed the DNS record to point to the new one. I actually have no idea. Apparently the previous VPN server was like really old. And then suddenly everyone's VPNing because we can't come in. So they kind of scrambled, and I actually don't even think they bought a new server. I think they took one from somewhere else.
Well, I guess my question is how were we supposed to know that? I didn't know to change to the security,
Yeah, it's the thing. They probably put it in like one of the knowledge base articles on ServiceNow or something. Like they probably updated the instructions for the VPN to have that there. But the only reason I knew like that they were changing stuff is because I'm in the campus IT community team. So we talk about all that kind of stuff.
No, I mean, that's like that's critical and potentially critical if they didn't change the,
Yeah. That's also the magic of DNS though. So I'm very envious of Sunjay's little library that they've got going on. It's a nice collection of books. Hopefully he should be back soon. There we go.
Hello again. I actually just
Welcome
reset
back.
my password too. So
Okay.
let's see. Dual screen. All right. Resume sharing. Just that screen. And so the only other thing I need to do is reconnect to the VPN. Alrighty, so we are apparently in.
Alrighty. Cool. So then the instructions, if you're going to follow those for Windows, they're going to have you use a program called MOBA Xterm. So if you don't already have that, you can go ahead and download that. Or if you're feeling adventurous, Windows actually does have SSH built in now, and you can use that from like PowerShell or whatever. But
I do have a Windows subsystem for Linux enabled.
Oh, yeah. You can use that too if you want and follow the Linux instructions. It's up to you.
Jamie, can they use, do you know off the top of your head if they can use the Anaconda prompt?
You mean on the cluster?
Like, for example, can they use that as their shell to connect to the cluster? Yeah.
As their shell to, I don't know if I know what you mean.
Like they get, show Jamie the Anaconda prompt, Ethan.
Okay.
Oh, because when you install Anaconda,
Yeah, and I don't know if that's like.
That's probably like a Sigwin shell or something, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know if the SSH command is in there or not. I think to err on the side of caution, I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
And then the other thing too is with MOBA Xterm, that also gives you the file transfer.
I really like the file transfer from
That's
mobile.
true.
I'll just say that.
So then let's just go ahead and everybody please download MOBA Xterm. Just let's commit to using that.
Except
I
for the
guess,
Mac users, because you just, you have it all built in. You just use your terminal there.
I guess I should mention one thing. MOBA Xterm didn't really want to pipe through the VPN the last time I had to do that to connect to Eustace. So on the off chance that doesn't work, I have a computer where that does work, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's weird. I've had sometimes issues with people might occasionally have problems with like DNS resolution or something, where it'll say, "Oh, I can't find this host," or "That host doesn't exist." But overall, I haven't seen too many problems with people using MOBA Xterm with the VPN. That's another thing too. If you are trying to connect and it's telling you stuff like that, make sure that you don't have custom DNS settings where you're pointing your computer's DNS at like Google DNS or Cloudflare, because you will not get the internal UCF VPN servers, or sorry, the DNS servers. So you won't get the internal IP address, and it'll give you an external IP address, which won't work. So make sure that you have that set to automatic so that when the VPN connects, it will it'll set up the proper DNS settings for you.
You think that's a setting in MOBA or somewhere
No,
else?
that's a system setting. So like if you're in your network
okay.
set, if you don't know what Google DNS or Cloudflare DNS are, you probably haven't changed it.
I do. It's something on my list to actually change, but I have not done that yet, to my knowledge.
So make sure if you have trouble connecting and it's saying like, "Oh, can't connect to this host not available," something like that, that's a first thing to check.
Yeah.
In general, when you're at home, and if you want to use other DNS servers when you're at home, I usually set it on my router. So then I don't have to change my computer settings. So then when I go somewhere else, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Let's scratch that. Yeah, let's not do that right now.
No,
That's just like an aside. Like if anyone's having trouble connecting, that's the first thing to check. But we don't need to necessarily go through that.
So what do?
Open the PDF and do what the PDF says.
Oh, okay, that can be arranged. Getting started with Newton.
Yep, that's the one.
Alrighty, Linux, Windows. All right.
So you actually do need to go into a command prompt or PowerShell for a moment to extract the files, because for some reason, when Microsoft added the ability to handle tar files to Windows, they didn't integrate it into Explorer, so you can't do it in the graphical interface for some reason.
I mean, I could probably use 7-zip, but I'll just do this because I don't know if there's some specific parameter that I need.
Yeah, I mean, other software can handle them too. It's just I did this because I know that everyone who's using Windows 10 will have this.
Yeah.
And it was super screenshots.
Yeah, it's not in downloads though. Keep that in mind. It's wherever you guys put it. Right.
Yeah, it is in downloads for me.
Okay.
Right.
Actually, you know what I wonder? If I'm just extracting the keys and there aren't any separate parameters, I'm just going to open it and just do that. Like, are these the 4 files I'm supposed to see?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'm just going to do that because that works. Plonk.
For everyone else, to prevent issues, try to follow what's in the for the extraction in the document.
Yeah, I did. I had it in downloads and I executed the command in PowerShell, but I can't see it in documents. I can't see the 4 files in documents.
All right, so now that we have our
and that command didn't give you any errors or anything?
Hey, Zane. I had the same issue. The thing is sometimes the documents that you normally use is not the documents that your computer is set up, because if you have OneDrive, it'll have the OneDrive documents that'll automatically show up on the quick access, but your actual true documents is a different documents folder.
Okay.
And I guess building on that, sometimes Windows has its own like other local profiles. Even if you're the only profile on the machine, there are like other profiles. So there's a chance it went there for some reason.
The joys of Windows.
Yeah.
So what I would do if I was you, Zane, what I would do is I would go to your C drive, click on your user. Yeah, choose your user and then go to that document and it should be in there.
I guess speaking of looking for things, just going to plug this program. Search Everything is a like ludicrously fast search engine for like your entire system. So if you know you extracted a file somewhere and can't find it, it will find it literally instantly. So anyway, let's see what else we have to do. Oh, closed it.
I'm doing
Okay, so we
the,
have this.
following the instructions in the PDF, and it's giving me an
Session.
error.
Oh, can you, okay, so Ethan, go ahead and stop sharing real quick. And Chu, can you show us? Show me what the error is that you're talking about.
One second. I have it on
Ask you for verification.
I'm doing it on a different computer from the one that I'm doing Zoom on, so
Oh.
So
Uh,
What's
can
the error
open
that you're
Zoom
getting?
on that computer?
Can you just tell me what the error is?
Error opening archive failed to open, and then the downloads backslash.
So that just means that it's not finding the file. So are you sure that it's in downloads? Is
Yeah.
that where you saved it to?
Well, no, but then I moved it to downloads afterwards.
I guess one other thing, when they talk about the username in the PDF, are they referring to my NID or like the name of the folder?
That's explained in there too. It's you taking that from the name of the file that you're given. So it'd be like crcdru.student and then a number.
Oh, okay. Somehow yeah, RTFM, I guess.
I don't really know what to. So can you not run Zoom on the same computer?
No, that one doesn't have any audio input, and the microphone doesn't work.
Ah, okay.
Well, I can try running it and share this screen using that one.
Okay.
Just log in to Zoom twice.
Yeah, that'll probably work. Can you do oh, you need to get rid of the angle brackets.
Well, on the first one, I didn't have the angle brackets.
Oh, you're not in your home directory, you're in system 32.
Oh, what do I do about that?
Try just CD and enter by itself. Okay, so then CD dot slash users slash and then whatever your username is. No, not a colon, a dot. Two periods. You need a space after CD.
Sorry, could you say that again?
So you need a space after CD. CD is a command, and then you're giving it an argument. So then, and yeah, there you go. Dot slash backslash because you're on Windows. It's another thing I hate about Windows. And then capital U users. Actually, it's Windows. It's not case sensitive. And then another backslash. And then whatever your username is on this computer. Or you can just hit enter and then do ls and that'll help you find it. Now do ls. I'm guessing Chu is your account, so CD Chu.
Oh my gosh, this actually.
No, not dot. No, just Chu.
This actually worked. Holy crap.
Okay, now try the tar command again. And the before you run that, change that last part. It should be documents, not downloads at the end. and then hit, there you go. Cool. Now you should be able to do the rest of it in MOBA Xterm.
Okay.
Is anybody else having any issues setting up their client?
Mine works now, so I'm happy.
Yeah, so when you get that set up and you connect, you should then see a prompt that'll be like your username at EVUser1. So if you're at that point, you're ready for the next part.
Is the username just, or like where do we get our username?
It's not your NID. It's it's like the name of the file. So like CVC,
crcvru.student and then the number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I explained that in the document.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't understand.
It says enter the username you were assigned in the box. Oh, okay. It is explained. I'm an idiot. Okay.
You're not an idiot.
No.
Usually I can pick up on these things, and somehow I did not. You know, whatever. I'm just glad MOBA Xterm works on this computer. Like, this would have made CS1 a lot easier.
See, back when I took all those classes, Eustace was optional.
Really?
It's one of those things where it's like, well, if your code, if you submit code, you're like, well, it compiled on my computer, but you failed. It's like, well, did you try it on Eustace? But it wasn't like a requirement to do it on Eustace. It's just like a avoid using it at your own risk sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. No. Now Dr. Zemlansky is like, doesn't run on Eustace. 0.
Zemlansky was the one who like started that.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like as annoying as it was, it's kind of cool to have a level playing field.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the other thing is, if it's down, then it's down for everyone. So, you know.
Steve does a good job of keeping it up, though. Especially now that it's on newer hardware. When I took that class, it was some old server that had been sitting around somewhere that had maybe like 4 gigs of RAM in it. It was really old. And had like no storage either. So you could store like maybe a gigabyte or something in your home directory. It was really old. So is everyone connected now?
Can I make sure of something?
Sure, what's up?
Okay, I want to share my screen. Okay, can you see?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
so that passphrase is in one of the files that you extracted. So if you go to your documents folder, there should be one of the files is named passphrase. You need to open that and copy the text from it. And then right click and hit paste, yeah. And then hit enter. It won't show you anything there. Just hit enter. Try it again, just paste it once and then hit enter. There you go.
Okay.
And MOBA Xterm should store that, so you shouldn't have to do it again, but if it does ask again, then now you know how to do it.
Yep. Okay.
Anybody else having any trouble connecting?
I'm still working on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's sad that the actual connecting part is usually the hardest part of doing all of this, especially for new people.
Well, in the past, specifically, I'm referring to, I guess now the only year you haven't done this since I've been here. You know, there was really not a whole lot of description about how to actually get your keys and all that stuff set up. It was just about like some Linux commands and stuff like that, but like the decrypting process and all that, like, I don't really know if I ever saw that anywhere formally.
Yeah. But for at least one of the things that goes back to, like I mentioned earlier, is we still need to work on documentation on our end. But, you know, and then the other stuff, it depends on who's doing the tutorial, because for a long time, Dr. Wiegand did the tutorials, so, but he's not at UCF anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, do you remember Brandon Silva?
Mm-hmm.
So he actually comes and he does a 2-day Linux tutorial for them, an hour and a half each time. So
Office of Research is also doing has been doing a series of workshops now, and there are 2 different shell tutorials. So if at any point you feel like you need some help with that, there's a web page you can go to, and you can request access to the recordings. And so you can go through that. There's a basic one and there's an advanced one. And then Codecademy also has a basic shell tutorial. It's no longer part of the free tier, but it's really short, so you can do it within the free trial period. And that one's nice because it's interactive.
Yeah, that's a good call about the Office of Research.
Yeah, I've actually done a couple of workshops as well using Stokes and Newton.
So is anybody not signed in to Newton? Who's not?
I pressed the OK button, but it's still working on it.
Robert,
I saw a couple of their hands. So okay, so wait, so Michael, what are you having trouble, or are you just?
Yeah, it says unable to open connection to newton.ist.ucf.edu.
Can you go ahead and share your screen for me?
Yeah.
All right, and are you connected to the VPN?
Let me see if I still am.
It should be in the tray.
Yeah.
Okay, you're connected there. Have you changed your DNS settings on your computer before?
Yes, but not on this computer.
Let's go ahead and check that real quick. Here, hold on a second. Let me just take control real quick because it'll probably be faster because I know where it is.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yep.
Oh, I do have a VPN on. I guess I should turn that on.
Nice Wi-Fi name.
Right.
Yep, you do have the Google DNS in here.
Yeah, we have the same Wi-Fi adapter. Heck yeah.
I hate the new settings interface. The old one was so much better.
Yeah, that's why I don't like that they're getting rid of control panel. Like everything just works, Well,
luckily you can still get to it by doing this.
And like you can still search for it in Windows, yes, but like I don't like that they're like trying to phase it out.
I wouldn't mind it if the replacement didn't suck so much.
Right.
It doesn't have all the settings and it's confusing. And I also hate the category view. Icons. Come on. It is frozen. At least for me.
You want me to do something?
Yeah, I'm trying to go into the IPv4 settings, but when it's being kind of, there we go.
Let's.
You're not trying to like move the mouse while I'm trying to move the mouse or anything, are you?
I wasn't, but I just did.
Okay, we'll go into hit the properties button. And then, oh, wait, so that's set to, oh, it's probably getting it from your router. You probably have that set.
Yeah, I had a Pi-hole that was getting rid of all my ads, but I stopped using it.
All right, let me.
I can change it. You want me to just go on there and change it?
I'm trying to think of what's going to be. I mean, I don't want you to make you change your entire network settings.
Yeah. Well, I've also got two routers. So
So we got to talk about that Pi hole because I need to set one up for my network too.
So the other thing we can do is I can give you the IP address and you can just use that instead, if that would be easier for you.
yeah, whatever. I mean,
Yeah, so yeah, we can do that. So if you can go back into your mobile X terms and then edit that session that you created. Does this have two addresses? Anyway, all right. I just sent the IP address in the chat, so you can change the remote host to be the IP address in the Zoom chat. And then that should work.
So I got to the part where it asks for the passphrase, and I pasted in what was in the text file, and it gave me access denied.
Can you go ahead and share again?
Okay.
So you want me to put the IP
No,
address
just
where?
change remote host up at the top and under basic SSH settings. Just change that to be the IP address instead of the host name.
That makes sense. And then press OK, and that should work.
Yeah. Hit OK, and then double click on the session. Okay, yeah, so now you'll have to do the passphrase and stuff. So if you can go ahead and stop sharing so that Chu can share. Thank you. Oh, so it's asking for a password instead of a passphrase. Can you go ahead and right click on that session that you were using and hit edit? Over on the left.
Where is that?
Over on the left, that list of sessions.
Oh.
Right click on it and hit edit.
Hold up.
No, the session itself. The newton.ist.ucf.edu. It's in on that left pane. You have a list. You have two sessions listed there. Right click on the one that you were using and hit edit. And can you move the window over? It's getting cut off. There we go. Oh no, that's the wrong username. It's crcvru.student5.
Oh, okay.
And then can you go ahead and hit the advanced SSH settings tab real quick? Okay, and then you have can you click inside the text box or do that? Just want to make sure that you're pointing at the right file. If you can, then can you hit the end key just to go to the end of the text box? Just hit the end key on your keyboard. Or use the right arrow and scroll all the way to the right. Okay, good. So you can go ahead and hit OK and then try it again.
What do I do here?
Go ahead and close that tab. And then double click on that session. Okay, now you can paste the passphrase. And Control V doesn't work. You have to right click to do it. Control V means something else in the terminal. Okay, cool. Anybody else still having trouble? Everyone's got their prompt that says their username at evuser1.
I'm not having any trouble, but I do have a question.
Okay.
Mine, it says it gives a file name and then says does not exist.
Oh, you can ignore that.
Okay.
That's just because MOBA Xterm by default enables X forwarding, and that's one of the things that X looks for. That's for forwarding graphical windows. You're probably not going to use that. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and share mine, and we can go ahead and do our little walkthrough. All right. So can everyone see my terminal window? And is the text big enough?
Yep.
Cool. All righty. So on the cluster, we do have a directory full of example job submissions, and that the intention of that is that you can use those as a reference and as a template for creating your own submissions. So we're going to use one of those now and show you an example job submission. So to do that, first we're going to do a CD for change directory, and then it's examples current Quota, since we're doing GPU example. So then LS stands for list files. Today we're going to do the PyTorch example. Yes, so before we do this though, we're going to have to copy it to our home directory so that we can actually run it. So to do that, we're going to do CP, which stands for copy. -R means recursively copy, since it's a directory, because we want the directory and everything inside of it. And then super resolution, and then a space, and then the tilde. The tilde represents your home directory. So do that, hit enter. We'll go real quick. And then to get back to our home directory, we're just going to do CD and then hit enter by itself. And you see the prompt change back to the tilde to show us that we're in our home directory. So now you should see we have that super resolution directory in here. We're going to go ahead and CD into that. By the way, the tab key is your best friend. That's how the text appears so fast after I just hit S. And what that does is that does command completion, and that will save you both typing and make you make less typos. Do that. So there's a few things in here. There's a bunch of Python programs that have all of our like PyTorch code and stuff in them. There's the folder that has the data in it that we're going to use for training, and then we have our submission script, which is the submit.slurm file. We name them that just for clarity. You don't have to name it submit.slurm to use it. Most of the time, people give it like a .sh extension because it is a normal shell script. But yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. So less.
You want us to copy everything you've done so far?
Yes, follow along with me, please. I'll give you a moment to catch up. As part of the point of doing it this way too is to help you learn a couple of the basic commands if you don't know them already. The CD and LS are like some of the most important commands, the ones that you use very frequently, because that's kind of how you navigate around the file system. So let me know when you're where we are.
Do you have to do this entire process every time when we use this? Or do we only need to do it today?
Can you repeat that again? Your audio broke up.
Oh, sorry. Do we have to do this process every time we run it, or do we have to only today?
Oh, this is just for today. So this is just so I was showing you where the examples are, so that you know where they are for the future, and then showing you how to copy the example that we're going to use, and then we're just going to run the example. So you don't have to do all those other things. You'll just log in, and you'll go to wherever your code is, and you'll run your code.
Okay.
Right. So now we're going to use the command called less. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to, because all I'm going to be doing is showing you what's in the file, but you can if you want. What less does is it's a pager, so it takes a big chunk of text and makes it into nice pages that you can scroll through instead of just dumping it all to the screen at once. Oh, there's a typo in this. I need to fix that. I'll fix that later. So this is just a normal Linux bash script, except we are specifying some stuff here up at the top with these sbatch directives. What that does is that we use those to tell Slurm, which is the job manager, what kind of the specifications for our jobs. So like what kind of resources we need and things like that. So we'll go through those one by one. This is not an exhaustive list of all the options. These are just the ones we needed for this job. And these are some of the more commonly used ones. So the first one here, this -- time equals that. That's like real world time. So this is setting a time limit for your job. It's the limit for how long your job when your job has to finish by. You generally need to specify a time limit because the default is only 10 minutes, which is not long enough to do training or anything. So there's that one. Ignore this lowercase h, that should be a capital H, but it won't matter because this end tasks equals 1 is the default anyway. I'm just putting that there for clarity. So we're only launching one task, which means we're only running like one program basically at a time. And by default, a task gets one CPU core. But when you're doing GPU stuff, you generally need to have multiple CPU cores per GPU in order to be able to feed data into the GPU fast enough to keep it busy. That's usually one of the main culprits. Like if you're seeing low GPU utilization in your code, like you're not using all the GPU's power, that's one of the culprits, is not having enough CPU power. 2 to 4 cores is usually sufficient per GPU. So that's what we're doing here. We're asking for 4 CPU cores here per GPU. And then the next line, we're asking for 1 GPU. And then the line after that, -- output. What that's doing is that's taking by itself, it'll take standard output and standard error from this script and redirect them into the file name that you give it. This is optional if you don't specify this. It just has a default name that it uses. So in this case, we're going to putting in a file named PyTorch Super Resolution Slurm, and then this %J here in the file name, that gets replaced with the job ID. So each time you run this, it creates a unique file instead of writing on top of the old one. If you want to have standard error split out into a separate file by itself, there's another option, -- error, that you can use, and it has the same syntax and everything. But those are optional. And then the last one, job name, is also optional. So that's just giving our job a name that we can see in the queue. And like if we were using some of the Slurm commands can use it, but you probably won't need to. If you don't specify a job name, it just takes the name of the script and uses that. Any questions about that so far? Okay. All right, so there's that. And then here we're just doing some, here's the rest of our script. So this is just some stuff that we'll see in our output file. Here, we're having to load some modules. So a little brief on what the modules are. The module system lets us have multiple versions of the same software installed and lets us install them into like a non-standard directory, but then make them still easy to use, so you don't have to, go hunting. So for each piece of software that we manage with the module system, we have a module file, and in there it has all the different like paths and other environment variables that the software needs to run in there. So when you load the module, it sets all those variables for you, and then you can run the software as if it was installed normally. And then it also manages dependencies. So like if you, for instance, this Python module here, this is also dependent on a bunch of other modules. So we load this module and then it'll say, okay, I need these ones too, and it's going to load those with it. And we'll see that in the job output once we run this. And then after that, we're loading the Quota module so that we have Quota. And then module list just prints out the modules that you currently have loaded. NVIDIA SMI, that's a command that comes with the GPU driver. You can use that to see like the status of the GPUs and stuff. You don't have to put this in your actual script. We're just doing that to kind of demonstrate a little bit. So this topo command, what it's going to do is it's going to show us the rough like topology, like how the GPU is connected to the CPU basically. And then the echo, we're just putting a blank line there to break up the output a little bit. Here, that source activate, we're activating our virtual environment where we have PyTorch installed. This example, we're using PyTorch 1.8.0, which was built for CUDA 10.2. And here's where we're actually running it. So this time command, you don't need to put this. All this does is it times how long the command that comes after it took to run. So that's useful for like benchmarking and stuff like that. But it's not like a necessary thing that you have to put in your own script if you don't want to. So then for those of you who have used like PyTorch and stuff before, let me see. This should probably be pretty familiar. So we're in Python, our main file, and then our Python script is taking some arguments in. So we're giving it those. So I guess I should explain what this example is doing. This is using a convolutional neural network to do image upscaling. So you can give it a low resolution image, and then it uses the neural network to give you a higher resolution, bigger image. So upscale factor is how much bigger from the original we're making. So we're scaling up by approximately 3 times in this case, and then setting batch size for testing, how many epochs we want to train for, and all of that good stuff. And then the dash CUDA at the end is telling it that we want to use the GPU. So that'll run. It takes a couple of minutes, and it'll print out its status as it's running. And then after that, down here in this next Python command, we're actually going to test it out by using one of the testing images that comes with it. Just to show that it's working. So that's just a different one, and we're telling it where the image that we're interested in is located, and then which epoch we want to use to do the actual upscaling. Telling it what to save the output file as, and then again using dash CUDA to tell that we want to use the GPU. And that one finishes pretty much instantly because it's just a small image that it's upscaling. And then that's pretty much it. It just, prints out another message and prints out the date that it finished. Are there any questions about this script? Okay. All right, so if you open this up in less, you're just gonna hit the letter Q on your keyboard to quit. And then it should take you back to your shell. So now to actually submit our job to run on the cluster, the command that we're going to use here is called sbatch, and then we're going to give it the name of our submission script. So in this case, submit.slurm. And then we hit enter, and it submits our job, and it says, okay, I submitted your job, and this is your job ID. So then to check the status of jobs that are currently in the queue, we have a command called sq. It's the version of the word that has all the extra letters that you don't pronounce in it. And by default, that's going to show you all of the jobs in the queue, even the ones for other users. And these are all your guys's here. And this it tells you like the status of the job, what partition it's in, the job ID, how long it's been running, and what node it's running on. If you want, you can also filter it. So for instance, if you wanted to see just yours, you can give it the --me option, and it'll limit it to only your jobs. So it's running. And if we do ls, so you see we have a bunch of files now. Mine's almost done. But we can actually follow the progress as it's running.
I missed the --me. I typed that in, but it didn't work. I must
Did you do SQ -- me?
Okay.
And then we're going to do that PyTorch super resolution file. So what tail does is it shows you the end of a file. -F means to, it stands for follow. It means keep the file open. So as more things are added to the end of the file, it'll keep printing them to the screen. And the -N is saying how many lines from the end of the file to show us. So I'm saying the last 40 lines and then the name of the file. It already finished. But so you can see here, if I actually, to get out of that, you're going to do Control-C. If you did that, I'm going to open mine up in less so we can scroll through all of it.
Mine gave me a file not found error. It couldn't find model _ epoch _ 30.pth.
Huh, that's
Oh,
weird.
wait. The one above says disk quota exceeded.
Really? What's your username?
Student 9.
Student 9. Okay, give me 1 second and let me just double check that real quick. See if I can find the right terminal window. And if I can remember how to. CV. You said student 9.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the same thing. Error no 122 disk quota exceeded.
Okay. I think I know the problem. Give me 1 second. You two are probably using the 2 accounts that were previously used by other RU students that were kept using them. So the files are, hold on a second, let me need to fix this.
Because on my end, I only see hidden files. There are no folders that look like they belong to anyone.
Yeah, what happened is we retained the data that was still in those directories, but we didn't change the ownership. So they're still counting against your quota. So I just need to change the ownership real quick and then you should be fine. So give me 1 second to do that.
Cool.
-0 XR/0.
Mine's giving me that same error as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for all of the ones that we have and that should fix it. It'll just take a moment to run. Actually, it'll probably take a little while to run because there's so many files in there. I don't even know if it'll finish before we're done here because there's a lot of files. But that should fix whatever that problem was. And if you have more trouble in the future, you can reach out to us and we can look at it some more. Or if you have any other problems, you can always let us know.
Jamie, on that note, real quick,
Sure.
can they submit ARC requests or whatever they are?
Yeah, they can email us on their own if they have any trouble.
Okay, so it doesn't have to come through me and then I go through you and.
Yeah, no, we don't need to do that. That'd be a pain.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
that's.
So Robert can give you that email address. But if you have any trouble, you can just send us an email at that address and it'll open up a ticket in our ticket system and someone can help you out. So that's probably gonna take a little while to run. So you probably won't be able to fix it right away. But so we can still look through the output from mine. So at the beginning of the script, we printed out the date. I was running on EVC9 and I had 1 GPU. And these were all the modules I had loaded. If you remember in the script, I actually only loaded 2 modules. It was, this Python one here and then this CUDA one here. But the Python one depended on this one and all these ones. So it loaded those 2. Here is the output from that NVIDIA SMI topology command. So it's just saying, okay, this is the GPU. And it's showing you how it's connected to everything. The alignment's a little messed up because Les is not liking all these control characters. But yeah. And then down here is where the training actually ran. So it's printing out all of the parameters of what it's doing. And then here's each of the epochs with the loss for each epoch.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what command did you type to be able to see all this?
Oh, I used less and then the name of my my .out file, so I can check. So it'll be a different file name, obviously, because your job ID was different, but that's what tab completion is good for.
I'm not sure. Are you showing it on screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. My Zoom was hiding it. That makes
Oh
sense.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this part is not, really important to your work. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. I'm just kind of showing you the output. It should, for everyone where it actually ran, it should look pretty similar to my output file. Here, so yeah, so here we go. We're going through all the epochs. I'm gonna scroll a little faster using scroll by page. So you can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, blah, blah, blah. And then the 30th epoch, that the training took 1 minute and 4 seconds for me. Or was that? Oh. And then here's where we're actually testing out the network that we got out of it. And it saved it into out.png. And then I can show you guys, I guess, what those files look like if you give me a second. Or, yeah, so let's see here.
Excuse me, sir. So how can we check for our unique link of going to this page?
What was that?
How can we check for the unique link of going to this page? Because as you said, everybody has a unique ID, right? To go to the page you just showed there.
Oh, that file? So yeah, you just have to look and see what the name of your file was.
Title, super.
So the only part of it that's different is the job ID, because we use the job ID in the file name.
Lee, if you type
my ID.
like if you type PYT and then press tab, it should autocomplete to the file.
Or you can use ls to list the files.
Yeah.
Which I just did.
Okay, PYT.
For those of you who are having any trouble using the shell, or just don't feel comfortable with it, I would highly recommend at the very least going to Codecademy and doing their bash tutorial. That helps you learn these basic commands like cd and ls and cat and all that kind of stuff. It'll probably make your life a lot easier.
So I run this PYT and press tab and nothing. Nothing pops out, and I did ls, there's no file in the directory called that name.
Then you might not be in the right directory or something.
Did you use less?
It should be the same directory. It looks like exactly like yours.
Lee, did you type less and then type the rest?
Yeah, I typed the less and typed the PYT and typed the tab button, nothing pops out.
What did your job complete? Or did it even run? Did you run the job?
I run the previous one, yeah.
Go ahead and share your screen with me, please.
Sure. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same directory as you.
The job didn't run.
Yeah,
you didn't actually run the job. That's why you don't have that file.
Okay.
You missed the part where we ran sbatch to actually submit our job. Here, go ahead and stop sharing, and I'll show you again. So to actually run our job, we did sbatch and then the name of the submission script.
Okay.
So random question, is there like a cheat sheet that we might be able to get for some of these commands? Because like I'm gonna have a hard time remembering all these commands.
Yeah, on the Slurm website, there's some pretty good documentation, including a 2-page cheat sheet with like the most common options for all the commands. And then also, you also have man pages. And
What page did you say that was?
Okay, so man is a command, and it's short for manual. If there's ever a command that you're not sure how to use it, most of the time there's a man page for it. And what you can do is you just do man and then the name of the command. And it gives you a nice big documentation page that has like all the different options. The Slurm commands have very long man pages. You can search through them and stuff too. But that's kind of out of the purview of this, of learning how to use that. But that's a good place to start. And it's using less, just like we were before. So to get out of it, you would hit Q. So that's how you can find some of that information. But then also all that information is also available on Slurm's website. And if you just Google Slurm, you'll find it.
Well, and let me remind you, Michael, that all of that stuff is available and on the
GitHub repo.
Yeah, I mean, it's all there, more than you would ever want. And personally, I don't want to steal too much of Jamie's thunder here. I want to let him get back to what they're doing. But for me personally, I have a text file that anytime I use any command in Linux, I just drop it in the text file. That way, I'm not a pro like Jamie. I just need what I need, and that's about it. So I have a list of things I need, and then I don't.
How do you think I learned?
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you learn. Is it? Oh, I need to do something. Okay, then you figure out how to do it. Okay, I know how to do a thing, and I know how to use the tools that I did use to do that thing.
Yep.
It's all just a matter of practice.
So we're going to go more in depth into all that in the next 2 days. So you'll get plenty of resources for.
Yeah, and Robert knows how to use Slurm pretty well by now, I would hope, because he's been doing it for a few years. So a lot of those kinds of things like that, if you have basic like Slurm trouble, you can actually ask him first, because especially since you guys have that Slack channel. And then if there's anything that he can't resolve, then you can open up a ticket with us.
Perfect.
Yeah, but for basic things like that, Robert can probably answer most of those. So there was that. Were there any other questions?
I have one, Jamie, while we're here.
Sure.
The environment where you did the source activate.
Mm-hmm.
That environment was created with what? Was it virtual environment? Or was it?
Yeah, it's just a normal virtual environment.
Okay.
So for that Python module, I actually have the way I was able to do it just by name instead of giving the full path to the activate script for that environment. I actually wrote a script named activate and put it in the bin directory for that Python module. And what it does is I just give it the name and then it looks for it in the shared environments area.
Okay.
I can show you that real quick just so you can kind of see that.
Well, let me say this. So that one of the things I do with them is everybody installs Anaconda, and this is to your wisdom. Jamie was the one who convinced me to do Anaconda. Go ahead, please.
So instead of everyone installing their own Anaconda, we also have Anaconda already installed on here.
That's what I was going to ask. Can you show them the module, loading the module of Anaconda in this like a Slurm script or something?
Yeah. So hold on a second.
And maybe how to install packages for their specific user or whatever.
Yeah. So so if you wanted to so here I use one of our normal Python modules, but if you wanted to use Anaconda, you would just change this out instead. One thing with Anaconda though, you do not load a CUDA module with Anaconda because Anaconda has its own CUDA libraries. So you would delete this line here and then you would change this to use one of the Anaconda modules. I guess I'll show you the modules real quick too. The ones that we saw in there were module load, module list, but there's also, if you want to look at what modules are available, we have there's module avail. And if you don't give it any other arguments, it's going to show you all the modules it finds in your path. But you can also search. So I can say module avail Anaconda, and it's going to show me everything that has Anaconda in it. And then and when you see that, whenever you see this D in parentheses after a module name, that means that's the default one. So if I was just type module load Anaconda, this is the one it's going to load. It's not going to load that one. It's going to load this one. You can see. And then to unload modules, you can do module purge. I guess I should. But then once you've loaded Anaconda, then you have all the Conda commands available to you. It's not going to it's not going to source the Anaconda script to set up the environment. It's not going to change your prompt unless you activate a virtual environment. One thing that'll be different though is if you, when you first load this module, since it hasn't sourced any of the Anaconda scripts, instead of doing Conda activate, you're going to do source activate and the name of your Conda environment. So for instance, you see here how it told, see how it here says, okay, you can run conda env list to see a list of environments. So I'm going to do that real quick. And these are all the shared environments that are already available. And I think it will also show you your personal environments too, if you have any that you've created. So you have all these, and then I can just do source activate, and then we'll say this one. And then as you're familiar with it, changes your prompt, and now you have all of that available like you normally would. Awesome. And then you can, of course, you can do deactivate.
Quick question. Should we set up an environment on Newton just like ours, or should we just use one of these preset ones?
I would.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that's why they're here, is for you to use them. You know, and if there's anything that's missing that you need, you can always let us know and we can install it. But if you have some like complex things, or you want to use like an old version of something or whatever, you're also free to create your own environments, and you can just use the conda create command like you normally would. And it'll put it in your home directory.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if I were you guys, what I would do is just follow exactly what you've already done on your locals. Make that exact same, whether it was Kuros or PyTorch or whatever you end up using. Just make your the same exact environment name and everything to minimize confusion between local and the remote system here, because that way we know that works. You did it on your machine. You know the steps. I have it listed for you. So.
Right. And that's one thing too, you have to remember with the clusters. One, it's not one big computer, it's a bunch of computers that are hooked up to each other with a fast network. So you, and as an implication of that, and also because it's a shared system, so we have to take turns, is you can't just directly run your software on the head node. I mean, like basic things, of course, you can run here. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. But for like any like of your actual work, like for instance, the login node that we're on right now doesn't have any GPUs in it. So you have to use Slurm to do your work. And for like training and stuff that's going to take a long time, you're going to do SBatch like we did here. There is also a way to get an interactive session if you really needed to do like debugging or whatever. And Robert can probably help you with that. Make you earn your pay, right? Although Dr. Shaw already makes you earn your pay.
That's right. Don't forget it.
If you couldn't tell, I used to work with Robert in CRCV. I used to work for Dr. Shaw as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, so you have to use Slurm to do anything like actual work. Like you can do basic stuff like file management or like basic programs and stuff that don't use like any significant CPU or memory. But like for any of your actual work, you need to submit that through Slurm. Does anybody else have any questions for me?
I just want to say something. Isn't Slurm a word or a term from Futurama?
Yes, and it is named after that.
Yes, I was going to ask. That is awesome.
And when the software originally came out, it was actually an acronym too. It was like Simple Linux something Resource Manager. I don't remember what the U meant, but now it's not an acronym anymore. It's just the name of it is just Slurm. But yes, it is named after the drink in Futurama that comes out of the wrong end of a worm.
Now I hope the logo is the same.
No, they have their own logo. It's basic, just says Slurm, and it has like some blue dots or something over it. It looks all professional. So for like that rare corner of like the computer and IT community that has never seen Futurama, they have no idea what it means. But I feel like a lot of people in sciences and like IT and stuff have probably seen Futurama and know exactly what it means. Yeah, that's one thing like you'll find as you dive further into like the world of computers and computer science, especially on like Linux and Unix, is lots of things are tongue in cheek or jokes and stuff. Like programmers are silly. It's really what it comes down to.
I mean, I found out about an April Fool's like inequality operator in Python, and I'm just still kind of shook from that.
I mean, I personally, I think Python itself is one big April Fool's joke, but that's another discussion. I'm not the biggest fan of Python, much to my chagrin, because it's, you know, one of the most popular programming languages now. But
yeah, I'll admit I talked smack about it for a while because I'm like, oh, it's just some teaching language, and then I find out it's like an industry standard for deep learning, and I'm like, oh, I was wrong. Oh shoot.
yeah, that's starting to change though, because now we're starting to get alternatives. But most of the deep learning tools were written with Python in mind. Although most of them, such as like TensorFlow, they're actually a bunch of like C++ code, and the Python is just a front end. Because, you know, a lot of researchers are like, we don't want to make them do C++ because the only thing worse than Python is C++. Which is not quite true. I mean, there are a lot of things that are worse, but C++ is worse than Python, especially if you're like someone who's just like a scientist and not like a programmer, because it's like so much more difficult to use than Python is. But yeah, but no, there's like so many silly things. Like for instance, a common typo is when you want to run ls, you accidentally type SL. There's a command you can install called SL, and it stands for steam locomotive. And what it does is just prints like a train to your screen. It's like, did you mean LS? Here's a train. Silly things like that, or like the fortune command. I don't think we have it installed on here, but like if you type, there's a fortune command and it has like all these fortune cookie files, and like if you run fortune, it'll give you a random fortune from one of the cookie files. So, and like some of them are actually kind of inappropriate. That's probably part of the reason why we don't have it installed. But like there's like some of them are just like lame jokes, some of them are anecdotes, some of them are like famous quotes. It's like there's lots of silly things like that. Computers can be fun, but that's a bit of a tangent.
You guys have any other questions for Jamie?
I guess so. When we need to submit our own jobs, should we just kind of like copy and paste the example and then modify it to our need, or should we try to write from scratch every time?
I mean, you can do it either way, but that's kind of like the idea of having the submission scripts there, so you can use them as kind of like a template.
Okay,
it's up to you.
Sure they didn't like vary so much, you know.
You know, it's totally up to you.
What kind of limit do we have on GPUs?
So the biggest limit is the physical presence of the GPUs. So we have a total of 42, I think. Oh, that's the answer. We have, I think, 42 GPUs right now. So there are 21 compute nodes. Each one has 2 GPUs each. So the biggest stick for a lot of people is if you want to use more than 2 GPUs, you have to then deal with communicating between nodes because they're not all in the same computer. But I can't imagine that you would need to do that probably for anything REU, especially because the first half of the nodes, they have the 16 gigabyte version of the NVIDIA V100. And then the second half of the nodes has the 32 gigabyte version of it. So, we have big, decent GPUs. So, I mean, I'd be surprised if for most of what you're doing, if you need even more than one. But if you do, 2 is probably going to be enough for most things.
So, I mean, I'm not very familiar with those kind of GPUs. Like how powerful is a GPU like that?
So it's at this point now, it is 2 generations old, but it's like the top of the line from then. So they're only a couple of years old, so they're still very, very high end. They're like they're the range of cards that used to be referred to as Tesla, which are meant for like servers. And these are like the top end version of those. So these are just they're the top of the line ones from like 2 or 3 years ago. So they're very powerful. They have the tensor cores and everything. So they're very good for deep learning. They're like the first Tesla cards, I think, to have the tensor cores.
Would it be possible, can we go over Quota real quick, the command and the corresponding values for each of the students?
Oh yeah, so if you want to check your file system quota, you can just use the myQuota command. And it'll show you how much you're using and what your limit is. So the default limit is going to be 500 gigabytes or 1 million files, whichever you hit first. And I know that it tends to be, for computer vision, that can be a problem sometimes because you guys like to take videos and then split them into millions of little frames. we really got to find a better way to do that for deep learning, because that is like that has so much overhead, and like that's not just a problem in our system, that's a problem in a lot of places. And some of the deep learning frameworks do support other methods, like you can use like HDF5 and stuff to store your frames and all that kind of stuff, but that's you know, more implementation specific. But part of the way we got around that, and CRCD helped us out with that, is we have a new server that we bought last year to store data sets. So so for things that are read only, like your split frames and stuff like that, we have an area for that. And if you're using a commonly used data set, chances are we might already have it. And if not, we can put it there, especially like all like the public freely accessible ones. It's super easy for us to just stick those on the data set machine, and then you can use those without taking up your own file system quota.
Can you show that path?
Yeah, so that's super easy. It's just slash data sets. And these are all the ones that we currently have. Not all of these are going to be available to everyone, but some of them are public. And then like some of them, like a lot of them, they have access controls on them at the moment, but we can give you access to most of them if you need it. So like each one of these directories has like a README file in it that has information about like the access requirements and stuff like that. And if there are any of these that you would like to use that isn't just already open, you can submit a ticket and we can add you to the group that will allow you to access it. Or if there's like a data set that you think we should have on there, you can also let us know and we can look at putting it on there.
And the only other thing is their GPU and CPU hours.
Yeah, so then to check the usage, there's another command called myUsage. Oh, it's because I have Anaconda loaded. So if you have a Python or Anaconda module loaded, the myUsage command won't work because it uses the wrong Python interpreter. So do a module purge and then run it. So these hours here are shared between all of you. So it's not like you don't each get 10,000 hours. The whole RU group gets 10,000 CPU hours and 2,000 GPU hours. So if you use one CPU for 1 hour, that's one of these GPU hours that's used. It's actually billed by minutes, so like you don't have to worry like, oh, I only used it for 5 minutes. I just spent a whole hour. It's billed by minutes. But yeah, so that's how that usage is. It'll be a little bit different for you guys because I'm not in that group. So you'll actually see most of the usernames, if not all of them, will be there. Yeah, so that's how you can check how many hours have been used and are current and are still left. And we have to remember too that a job that's running, when you submit that job, it's gonna allocate all of the time that you requested until it's finished. So, but if it finishes before the time limit that you gave it, it'll return whatever it didn't use back into the pool. So that's one thing, I guess, with time limits, because that's kind of like a hard thing to judge. It's very like, there's no one answer to how long is my job going to take. It depends on the software you're using and how you're using it. So you have to, do some trial and error probably for most of it to figure how long your stuff is going to take. But as far as recommendations go, we usually say to try and overestimate by like 5 or 10%, because one, you don't want to overestimate too much because that's your job might sit in the queue longer because you're asking for more. You're going to use up more of the time in your account, which is especially important when it's being shared by a ton of people and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to overestimate too much, but you also don't want your job to end before it's finished because it's going to get killed and your job won't finish, which with deep learning is generally not that big of a deal because all the deep learning frameworks do checkpointing. So, you can just restart it and it'll pick up where it left off, but you still don't want to have to deal with that if you don't have to.
Jamie, so you said overestimated jobs with unused hours go back in the pool or do not go back in the pool?
Yeah, so if your job finishes before the time limit that you gave it, whatever time it did not use gets returned back into the account.
Okay, that's good to know.
But while the job is running, it's gonna reserve all of the time that it's requesting.
Good to know.
So if your job is in the queue, like if I'm not connected to Newton,
It'll keep running.
It'll keep running.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the batch command. That's the whole point of doing batch jobs is that Slurm will manage it all for you. It's not attached to your screen or anything. You can disconnect it. It'll just keep running until it's done. And then when it's done, it'll finish.
Yeah, I was
Do not
asking-
do actual training jobs with interactive sessions, because what that ends up doing is once it's finished, it's going to drop right back into your shell and it's going to sit there with the allocation still going, but not doing anything. So if you're going to do your actual training, make sure you do those with the batch script and use sbatch to submit them.
I don't plan on even telling them about. I mean, unless somebody really needs it and I feel like they're calling out for it, I probably won't say anything about it.
Yeah, it especially when you're sharing this with all the other people in your group, it's very bad etiquette to leave a shell sitting there not doing anything.
Well, and plus
using an
you
allocation.
know, you start using it and it's a bad habit to know that it even exists. Before you know it, that's all you use and you don't use sbatch. You get lazy. So
Yeah, that was a problem for a long time in the CRCD cluster.
that's right. So
Yeah,
and then,
Steve had to come up with fancy ways of fixing that, like putting bash timeouts and stuff, so that if you were sitting at a bash prompt too long on a compute node, it would kill your job and stuff like that. So yeah,
so you don't want that
use
to
batch jobs whenever possible. But if you do need a GPU to debug, of course you're gonna need interactive for that, but that's like a last resort sort of thing.
So one last thing, would it be possible for you to copy and paste the last 100 history 100 so I can just send that to them, the relevant stuff from this session?
Yeah, probably. I can probably do that.
That would actually be kind of nice because I wrote some stuff down, but having the formal out or commands would be really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want
What I
to.
should have done is I should have ran this through the script command, because what that does is that actually records the entire session and then you can play it back later. Let's
Well, I
see.
do have the video recording from Zoom, so the students can watch that.
You can see some more advanced shell stuff here. Let's see, how far back do I need to go? Okay.
Yeah, so guys, this what I'm asking Jamie to do is basically all the commands that we've used so far to just put them here, and that's what we're looking at. And this is actually how I learned. Jamie literally walked me through a lot of these processes. I looked at my history, I put them into a text file, and this was my go-to for a long time. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Just trying to figure out how far back to go. Let's see. Oh, I almost had it right.
Yeah, it's close, very close.
Actually, if I run it 2 more times, it will be. Okay, yeah, I'll put that into a text file and send that to you.
Beautiful, thank you.
I'm just gonna just do it with awk, and my brain is kind of like, my brain knows it's 5:30, and I'm like trying to like, how do I do that again?
Subconscious is taking over.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for everything. It was great.
Yeah. And any more questions before we go?
I have a quick one about the tail command real quick. What did the FN stand for again? Or what did it mean?
So F stands for follow. And what that means is, okay, keep the file open. And that way, anytime, if anything keeps getting added to the end of the file, it'll keep printing it to the screen instead of having to keep opening it. And then N is you're telling it how many lines you want it to take from the end of the file. And that stuff is all in the man page, or you can, I think I'll just do like tail dash help, and that'll give you a basic usage message that'll explain like all those different options to you. And then there's also, like I showed earlier, you can do like man tail, and it'll explain all the options to you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Awesome.
All right. Well, I guess what's left to say is good luck, have fun. Oh, and I'll give you Steve's 1 hour rule real quick too. Don't spend more than an hour banging your head against the keyboard before you ask for help. And that has 2 meanings. 1, please try to figure things out on your own, but we don't want you sitting there forever, getting stuck, not getting any work done for hours or days on something that we could have fixed for you in 5 minutes. So don't be afraid to ask for help, but try to figure it out on your own first. And then that way you'll remember how to do it in the future, and it'll make your life so much easier in the future.
Yeah.
And Google is your best friend, and the GitHub that Robert and the others made is really good. And then there's also the CECS wiki, which Robert can show you if that ever becomes necessary. And have fun with your REU experience.
Well, thanks, JV. That was great.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?